What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ryan Pineda Show, where we talk all things money, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can buy a home with just $100. So I actually got this idea from TikTok. I did a small little 60-second video on this and people loved it, got thousands and thousands of views. And there was a lot of questions about it because in TikTok you can only make a 60-second video. So trying to explain how to buy a home with $100 in only 60 seconds is challenging. But I thought I did pretty good, so if you're interested, you can go click the link below to go see my TikTok on this video. And if you don't already, make sure you go follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm active on those platforms daily, so whatever you're not seeing on YouTube, I'm posting a ton of other stuff on those platforms. But now that I can explain this more in depth on YouTube, I want to show you how in just 10 steps, you can actually do a real estate deal with only $100. And I know a lot of people will say, hey, this is a scam, there's no way that's true. And I would just say, all right, well, keep thinking that. You don't have to watch the rest of this video. Let everyone else go get the deals and make the money. So you make the choice. So in just 10 steps, I'm gonna show you how you can do a deal with just $100 and make thousands. Okay, so let's get into it. Step one, get $100. That's it. You need $100 to do this, so that's the very first step. All right, step two, go to futureflipper.com, download my house flipping contracts. I'll link to it in the description below. When you download those contracts, you're gonna get three different things. You're gonna get the residential purchase agreement, you're gonna get an addendum to the residential purchase agreement, and you're gonna get an assignment agreement. Now in this video, I'm not gonna go over how to fill those out. I've actually already showed you guys how to do it. I did a video on how to fill out these contracts. You can find it by clicking the screen, the card will show up somewhere, or you can go in the description below and I'll link to that video on how to actually fill out those contracts. But you cannot do a real estate deal unless you have a contract, and I'm gonna give you those for free. Step three of this is to go to a title company and get a list of all the pre-foreclosures in your area. The title company will give you this completely for free. If you get a title company who says they don't have it or they don't wanna give you it, go to a different title company. It's public information what houses are in foreclosure. And the reason we wanna go after pre-foreclosures is because they're on a deadline to sell. Whenever there's any type of time frame involved, it's going to force people to take action. And typically pre-foreclosures are gonna be sold at a discount. And the reason for that is a lot of them don't have time to put it on the real estate market. They know the clock is ticking, they don't wanna risk it with a buyer who's getting a loan and possibly backing out. If you can give them an offer that has a quick close date, you're gonna be good. We've bought tons of pre-foreclosures over the years and they're a great list to hit. And it's one of the lists I recommend people just starting out do. Now granted, during the filming of this particular video, foreclosures are halted. The government is not allowing them with this pandemic going on, but they will resume soon. And there's no reason you can't go after them right now, even if they can't be foreclosed on. These people have to make a decision on what they're gonna do with their property. Another reason pre-foreclosures are great is since they're not making the payments, more than likely the home is not in great condition. So a lot of these homes wouldn't even qualify for a loan. So you're gonna have to get an investor who's willing to buy it as is. Now, once you get that pre-foreclosure list, it's going to be up to you on how you want to go about it. Now the list is gonna be big and you can separate it multiple ways. You can separate it by the zip code, the amount of equity in the home, or the foreclosure date. Maybe you pick a certain zip code that you really like, and those are the houses you're gonna prospect. Or maybe you're looking for homes with a lot of equity, and so you're only going to be targeting those. Or lastly, maybe you're looking for the people who have a sale date coming up right now. If they have a sale date that's looming very close, then they're gonna be more than likely to make a deal. If somebody doesn't even have a sale date yet, or maybe it's months down the road, maybe they're still not having the realization that they need to sell, and so they're gonna be less likely. We see all different types of sellers. And I know that all three of those categories work, you just have to decide which one you wanna go after. Personally, if I was starting out, I'd be going after homes that have a sale date coming up soon. I think those people have to make a decision quick, and those are what I would go after. I wouldn't focus too much on certain zip codes. That doesn't really matter to me personally because we'll buy anywhere. But if we can find people who have a lot of equity and who have a sale date coming up quick, we know that there's room to make a deal. There's enough room for us to make a profit, and there's enough room to get the seller some money. It's a win-win. When there's no equity, it becomes a harder play. Sometimes we could take it over with subject to financing, which I'll go over in another video, or we have to short sell it, which is a whole nother process, which I don't want to get into. So to sum it up, I'd go after people who have equity, then you can pick a zip code to go along with that, or if they have a sale date that is coming up. Time out, guys, I got a quick announcement for you. We just transitioned all of our direct seller marketing to BatchLeads. And I'm typically not one to do affiliates. I like to just promote my own companies and my own stuff, but I'm so impressed with what they're doing that I wanted to partner up with them. If you're looking to pull seller lists like foreclosures, absentee, or equity, you can pull it directly on their software. On top of that, you can get their phone numbers, you can text them, you can stack lists. There's a ton of other features that you can do as well. And I have 2 special promotions that you can take advantage of. Option 1 is you can get half off your first month by using the promo code HOMERUN. They have different levels of monthly subscriptions depending on the volume you need. If you're not sure if you want to commit, you can do option 2. For just $1, you're gonna get a 14-day trial and 500 text messages. You'll get a chance to test the software out and see if you like it. Either way, I highly encourage you guys to try BatchLeads out. It's already made us thousands of dollars, and I know it can help you too. So you can find more information in the description below or by going to BatchLeads.com and using promo code HOMERUN. So get out there and get some more deals. Now, back to the video. That brings us to step 4. I want you to go door knock the properties that you pick. So maybe you picked a certain zip code with high equity. Go door knock all of those people. Some people will say, oh yeah, text and cold call them. You can, but remember, we're on a budget. We only got $100. So I'm telling you, go door knock those people. It's completely free to door knock. Yes, I know it can be scary, but you only have $100, so you gotta go put in the sweat equity. And the other part of it is a lot of people who are in default have their phones turned off. I know this from experience. Even when we get phone numbers, they're disconnected. And so we have gotten tons of deals, made hundreds of thousands of dollars by door knocking these people because a lot of other investors aren't willing to put in the work. They can't get a hold of them, so they just don't even try. Whereas when you put in the work, you go and door knock and shake hands, well, maybe not shake hands right now, but meet them face to face, you're more than likely to make a deal. You're always gonna be more likely to make a deal when you're in person versus over the phone. Now let's assume one of these people you door knock wants to do a deal with you. Well, you've already got your contract and now you're going to put the property in contract. How much to put it under contract is the hard part. It will vary market to market, and I'm assuming if you're just starting out, you don't really know how to comp properties yet, which means you don't really know what they're worth, you don't know how to do repair cost. A lot of that I teach in my book, Flip Your Future. I teach it in my online course, I teach it in my coaching program. You can find links to those below, and you can actually download my book for free at futureflipper.com right next to those contracts you already downloaded. So that will teach you how to comp properties, but let's assume you don't really know. The easiest way to do this, and I know it's not perfect, and I know the comment warriors are gonna be pissed at me for saying this, but take 70% of Zillow value and try and get it under contract for less than that. Every market is different. That will work in some markets, it won't work in other markets. It is just a general guideline. There is no one size fits all that is gonna work for you if you don't know your numbers. If you know your numbers and you know what somebody's willing to pay for a property, then great. You could put it under contract for that amount. But I'm assuming you have no experience, so this is a quick and easy way to say whether you're getting a decent deal or not. Now, let's assume you put it under contract. Step 6 is to go take that $100 and deposit it at the title company. That is going to be your earnest money deposit. And that is the only reason you need the $100. The $100 is to show good faith that you or someone else who you may assign to is going to purchase the property. You cannot open escrow and be legally under contract without putting an earnest money deposit down. Now that we're done with that, we're going to step 7, where you're going to post the deal on Facebook and in Craigslist. What you're gonna do on Facebook is search wholesale real estate. A bunch of Facebook groups are gonna pop up. In the group, you're gonna say, I've got a deal in Las Vegas or wherever you're at. Send me a DM to get the details. That's it. So what is this gonna do? Number 1, you're gonna build up your buyers list because a bunch of people are going to DM you. Make sure you get their name, their phone number, and their email address. Then number 2, you're gonna be able to send them the deal and see if you've got something. So when you send them the deal, make sure you mark the deal up whatever you want to make on it. Do not tell them what you're gonna make on it, just give them the full price. So let's say you got the property under contract for $100,000 and you wanna make $10,000 on it. So you're going to send them the address, pictures, and the price of $110,000. That's all they need. Experienced real estate investors and flippers only need those things. And they should not care how much you make. Just give them the total price of what it's going to be. And one of 2 things will happen. Number 1, somebody's gonna say, I want the deal. If they do, then that's great. The second thing that could happen is nobody wants the deal. That means you're overpriced. You do not have a good deal. So when that happens, you need to ask the buyers, hey, where do you need to be at to make a deal? So start listening to the buyers. They're gonna give you feedback, and maybe they're all saying we need to be at 90,000 to make a deal. Now you need to go back to the seller and renegotiate. I talk about how to renegotiate in other videos, so make sure you go check out my real estate playlist. But essentially, once you have that firm number of where you need to be at, call it 90,000, then you know I need to go back to the seller, get a price reduction to 80,000 or whatever it may be so that you can make a spread. And if you're successful getting that reduction, you're just gonna use the addendum to the residential purchase agreement to write the new price. So in the addendum, you would say, purchase price to be $80,000. Once you get that, now you have a deal. Which brings me to step 8. Once you know you have a buyer willing to pay more than what you have it under contract for, you're going to assign them the deal. So you're gonna take the assignment to the purchase agreement, which you downloaded, and assign it to the buyer for the price that you guys agreed on. So in this case, you'd assign it for $90,000. Once they sign that contract, they need to then put their earnest money deposit at title, which the contract spells out. And now you know you have a good end buyer. Which brings us to step 9. The end buyer is now going to fund the deal. They're gonna pay the $90,000 plus closing costs. The seller's gonna get their $80,000. You're gonna make your $10,000. The buyer's gonna get the property, and title's gonna close everything and distribute the funds and everything accordingly. Which brings us to step 10, getting paid. Once you do all of that hard work, you finally get paid, you make your assignment fee, and now you just made $10,000 with only $100. And by the way, you get your $100 back too after the deal. And seriously, if you've never done a real estate deal or a wholesaling deal, maybe this is your first time hearing about wholesaling, it sounds like a scam, but I 100% promise you, it's legit. I thought it was a scam when I first heard about it, but now that we've done it over and over again, made thousands and thousands of dollars wholesaling properties, it is an amazing way to start your real estate career, and you do not need very much money. So I'd encourage you guys, if you're on the fence, you don't know how to start, you literally have it all right now in just this video and just by using futureflipper.com to download all the contracts and my book. There's honestly no excuse why you can't get a deal. So if you got value out of this video, do me a big favor, go hit that like button. If you haven't already, go hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so you get notified every time I release a new video. And go follow me on all the other socials. I'm active on there daily. And if you want to see more content, keep watching on this channel. I appreciate you guys. Take care.